Welcome to TIPS Training and Certification Online Training Program. Today we will see the SIPOC. What is this SIPOC? It is Supplier, Input, Process, Output and Customer, which is the tool for high-level process mapping. What is exactly the SIPOC diagram? SIPOC is high-level process map, which tracks the overall supply chain. SIPOC stands for Supplier Input Process Output and Customer. Visually, it is the visual communication that determines the scope of the project. What is the application of SIPOC? A SIPOC diagram is usually applied during the data collection of the project or at the defined stage of DMAIC in a Six Sigma program. However, its impact is utilized throughout the project life cycle. How can SIPOC be used? SIPOC diagram helps a team and its sponsorer agree on the project boundaries and scope. SIPOC helps in verifying the input match outputs of upstream process as well as for downstream processes. Where to start in the SIPOC diagram? Always start with the process. Now we will see how to construct this SIPOC diagram. Here, pictorial representation of is given related to the sequence to plot the SIPOC diagram. Step 1. List 5 to 7 key steps in the process being mapped. List the output of each step of the process. Now, list all the customers for each identified output. List the inputs into each step of the process. And final, list the suppliers of each input of the process so that you will get a clear idea about the process which covers suppliers to customers. Now we will see one by one what is stepwise functioning of SIPOC diagram. First we will definitely start with processes. What are the steps we have to consider under the process? Consider the primary process. Now draw the sub-processes under the primary processes. Confirm the created process flow is accurate. Ensure that the process sequence of process flow is proper. For example, dispatching is one of the process, then preparation of dispatch list, checking the availability of stock, preparing the customer-wise dispatch, preparing the packaging or dispatch plan, etc. Output. Outputs of the processes are the products or services you are delivering. Output may be positive or negative. Now we will see example for this. For the coal burning in the thermal power station, generation of electricity is our positive output, but generation of ash is our negative output. And we have to think the customer for positive as well as for negative output. If there is no customer for negative output, we have to re-engineer that output or we have to reuse that output. Example of the outputs are finished good, paperwork, approval, scrap, runnerizers. Customers. Identify the customers for each output. Identify the customer for product output or the output in the form of information. Think about where each output goes. Now we will study about the inputs. Identify the inputs under which Review each step of the process map to determine what is necessary to complete this step. Inputs can be material, people, machine, IT, information or anything else that is necessary for the process to run. Suppliers. Now under the suppliers, identify the suppliers. List all the suppliers who provide the input. These might be service providers, department, a person, material provider, outsource agency, information system, and don't forget about your customers. Sometimes they also provide you the inputs. Now we will see one of the example for SIPOC. Process is dispatch of material. First, we will start determining the process under which there are sub-processes. For primary process, that is dispatch of material, there are sub-processes. Preparation of ready to dispatch material, stock availability checking, preparation of database related to customer wise and item wise dispatch, preparation of dispatch or packaging plan, QC reporting, packaging as per packaging plan, etc. Now, for first sub process, that is preparation of ready to dispatch of material, there is output, database material to be dispatched. The customer for the database is store. For this process, inputs are material to dispatch and technical specification. The material we will get from the production department, whereas technical specifications we will get from research and development department. Similarly, for stock availability, output will be database for stock versus availability. For this output, customer will be marketing department. For stock availability, input will be stock position. This data will be provided through the supplier, that is store department. Now we will see next customer wise item dispatch preparation list. This will have the output as prepared the dispatching or packaging list. Customer will be marketing department. For this process, input will be the customer demands or customer requirement. This material or this input will be provided by marketing department. Here we can see that marketing is a customer. Similarly, marketing is also a supplier for completion of this process. Similarly, for each sub-process, we will identify the outputs, customers, inputs and suppliers. The output of this SIPOC is overall representation, overall detailing of the process so that at any stage of the analysis phase in Six Sigma or in project analysis, we can get the detailed information to take any action. Thank you.